Right, good morning, Form 5. A very quick video. We're going to look more at contour lines. This could come up in paper two. We've already looked at contour lines in how we can determine the relief of the land, read spot heights, trigonometry points, see which way the slope is going up or down, which direction, using all those terms. But we're going to just quickly look at how we can identify features from contour lines, okay? So let's share screen and let me open this one. Okay, now, so when we understand contour lines, we can identify features from them. Okay, now most of you will be able to identify it like a hill, series of concentric circles rising. Okay, but there's a few other features that we need to look at. Okay, and this document will help us to do that. Now, this isn't very big, but I hope you can see it. So here, if you can see my cursor, it's clearly a round hill. Okay. Now, when you've got a lower area between two peaks or two hills, we call that a saddle. It looks like a saddle on a horse, so it's called a saddle. Okay. A plateau is a large flat area on top of a hill or a mountain. Okay. And we can also identify, I don't know if you can see here, there's two areas. We've got a river here. Okay, and the contour lines are pointing backwards. That helps us to identify that that's a river valley. And the contour lines always point to the source. So just by looking at this river here where my cursor is, we know that the river is running downhill towards, more towards the north. Okay. So yeah, it's running towards the north because the contour lines are pointing towards the source. If we look in a bit more detail, we look at cross sections of these. We can see a side profile of a hill, and we can look at the associated contour lines. You can see that the way they kind of cluster around this peak, that the hill is running that way. Okay. The second one is clearly a plateau. We can see cross profile of a plateau, but that's what a plateau would look like on contour lines. Okay. So you can identify some of these features. Now, unlikely to come up, but a something like a depression like Trove serves in Curepip, you will get a depression. The contour lines will not be going up that way, they'll be going down that way. Like you get some sort of basin or crater. Now, this is an important one. This is the V-shaped valley, okay? So what we can see here is a river, and we can see the contour lines, but the contour lines are doing this, okay? That clearly denotes a V-shaped valley. It clearly denotes that that river is flowing to the south because the contour lines are pointing to the north up the valley, okay? So we had this ability to use contour lines to identify features. The one I spoke about earlier on, you have two hills here, okay? You've got a dip in the middle where they both join. It looks like a saddle on a horse, and therefore it is called a saddle. And you'll be able to identify that on contour lines because you will get this lower area between the two peaks, okay? So really, that's it. I mean, we've done this in class before. You can look at these shapes and you can mix and match which belongs to which, okay? For example, this one goes up to a peak there, so it's likely to probably be F. Clearly, this one here, 6, is going to be A. Contour lines give us more than height. They allow us to identify features. From your point of view, we are looking at saddles, V-shaped valleys, volcanic depressions, plateaus, and hills, okay? But also need to be aware of things like cliffs. Cliffs would be very tightly concentrated contour lines. You would see a cliff there on escarpment, okay? That's about it, really. I think that's what you need to know, and it could come up. So spend a few minutes considering this and try to look for them on maps. Okay. Now this will be the last video on map reading per se, but there'll be a few videos linked to the other parts of paper two, which is data analysis and interpretation, which most of you were okay on. It was the maps we needed to work, but you need to watch these videos, guys. I know you've got other stuff to do, but really, geography gives you every opportunity for a good grade. Okay, so make the most of it. Take care.